Hey guys, it's Edie. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope you're all doing well. And in today's video, we're going to be doing what I realistically, how much I can realistically read in a week as someone who has like a full-time job. But it's not your typical 9 to 5. I do like shift work and I don't work set days. I just do whatever they tell me to do, basically. I've chosen 3 books because typically I can read roughly 3 books in a week. But if I can read more, I'll choose another one, but I highly doubt it. But anyway, the first book I've chosen is Soul Searching by Lila Sage, and I am so excited about this one because this is the first book in the Sweetwater Peak novel. I believe it will be a duet, I want to say, but it's a small town romance, and I feel like there's a bit of paranormalness to this book. That is what I remember vaguely about this book, but I just love the cover of it. I just love like the tattoos on the FMC. I just think it's so cool, and I'm very intrigued and excited because I've given every other Lila Sage books, well, the 4 from the, what's it called? Rebel Blue Ranch series. If I remember correctly, I've given them all a 4.5 or above, I want to say. So I have very much high hopes for this book. The next book is Holding the Reins by Paisley Hope, and this is the first book in the Silver Pines, I believe it's called, Silver Pines series, something like that. And this is another small town romance series. I believe this one is more of a cowboy romance, where the other one was not really cowboy romance vibes. But this is actually the US edition, because the UK edition is like a white cover, but I just prefer the US edition so much because they're so like colourful and pretty, and I just love them. And I am going to be annotating this one because I think it would just look so good with all the colours on the front cover and all the tabs, and it is so floppy. And I got this off, what's it, Books Please. It's a company, it's called Book Please. You go online and I believe they ship it from the UK. The shipping cost probably like £5, maybe less than that. And they have loads of different US editions on there. So if you're a UK girly and you want to get like US editions, go on Book Please, because they have quite a lot of US editions on there, and this is where I got this book, and I got the other ones in this series in the US edition on there. And the final book I got was Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling, and this is the first book in, I don't know what this series is called, but it's a romantasy dragon series. And the second book has recently just come out, and everyone is like crashing over and crying and just being generally upset over the ending, I believe, of the second book, and I want to be like that, so I've got to pick up the first book to be able to read the second book. And like I said, this is like a dragon romantasy, and that is all I know about it. What I do know is this one doesn't have as much dragons in it compared to the second book. That's what I've seen, because I watched Ellen Catherine's video of her reading the second book, and she had to reread this one because she read it before it was republished and it got changed a bit, but she really loves it, so I have a feeling, I hope I'm going to love it. I really want to, because it does sound so good. So the first one I think I'm going to pick up is Soul Searching by Lila Sage, because this is the one I'm most excited about, and I just want a bit more of a spookier book. I don't know if it's going to be that, but it's kind of giving that vibes from the cover. Well, it is spooky season, it is October, and I really want to be in that spooky vibe. I'm not too much of a Halloween person, I never really have been. I'm more of like I just love the spring. That is my favourite time of year. I do love autumn, when the leaves go brown and they start to fall off, but like, I'm a spring girl, and I love Christmas more than Halloween as well. But I'm very excited about this, so I'm going to start reading this book. I have got a bit of editing I want to do first, so once I'm halfway through this book, I'll come back to you guys with like an initial thoughts and feelings of this book. So it's now the next day, and I'm not halfway through quite yet, but I thought I'd do my update now because I just want to get cozy and get in my bed and carry on reading this book. But I'm on chapter 14, which is like 140 pages into this book. So this book is following Brady and Collins. Brady has recently just moved to the small town of Sweetwater Peak, and it's not far from Meadowlark, which is the other town that is the small town that the other that Lila Sage's other series is in. why did it take me that long to get there? It's because I'm very tired from work. I can't even remember what I was just saying, but Brady has moved to this small town of Sweetwater Peak, and Collins has grown up in this small town her whole life, but she has been away for a bit to focus on her photography career, and she has recently just come back here because she is not feeling the inspiration. She's not really into doing photography at the moment for certain situations, and her parents basically need her, well, her parents and her twin sister basically need her help because these developers are trying to buy shops and things in this small town, and her parents have a like an antique shop that they are trying to buy to be able to develop on, and she wants to go back to help them with that, but she really wants to go back because she's basically run out of money because her photography career has kind of like dried up. Before Collins comes back, she doesn't really want to stay with her parents. She doesn't want to stay with her twin sister. So her twin sister is like, oh, why don't you stay with this guy? He's just moved into town. You can help him with his small business and he will give you a place to live. So she takes up that opportunity, and the person that she is helping with their small business and is living with is none other than Brady. And the first time they meet in this book is so funny, and it had me laughing out loud so much. And let me just tell you, there was pepper spray involved in the first time they met, Brady and Collins, and that's all I'm gonna say about it. And there is a chapter where Brady describes how he's seeing Collins, because basically Collins shows up outside of the small business that he owns, and it's like the typical glass windows at the front of the shop, and she can't see him because basically the light's shining on the glass, so she can't really see inside, but he can see her standing there. And the way he describes her, oh, it was so good, guys. It was phenomenal. Like, oh, Brady. And like, there's been times where Collins has been like crying and he wants to comfort her, but he's like, he doesn't want to cross the line, and oh, it's so good. This is like the perfect like spooky season book, but it's not too spooky at the same time as well, because Collins and her twin sister might, I don't really want to spoil it, but I don't know if it says it on the back at all. I don't think it does. Oh yeah, it kind of does say it. It basically says they don't need to know she's lost her job and is out of money, or that the ghosts that have always been her companions have recently gone silent. So if you can get what I'm saying from that, it's very paranormal-esque, because she might be able to talk to ghosts. It's just so fun, because sometimes like Brady overhears Collins and he's like, who is she talking to? There's no one else in this like apartment. She says she's not on the phone, and then he slowly starts to gather and figure out, and she kind of admits to him certain things, and I am just loving their dynamic so far. They haven't even hugged, they haven't even held hands yet, they haven't shown, they definitely do have feelings for each other, I can feel that, but they haven't shown anything towards each other yet. But when that does happen, I'm so excited for that, because I'm just eating this book up. It is so good, and I can already see their chemistry, and I can feel the chemistry. I believe in it. It's very different. Well, it's similar, but then different at the same time to Lila Sage's other books, because her other books are small town romances, but they're just like your regular influence, like sort of cowboy sort of romances, where this is, it's not really cowboy romance, it's like, it's still a small town romance, it's just like a paranormal one, and it's giving all the spooky vibes you want this time of year. So at the moment, I definitely highly recommend. It could change because I've still got over half a book left, but it is really fun, really good, really sweet, really easy to get through. All of Lila Sage's other books I found so easy to read, and if I had the time and I wasn't working, I would easily be able to sit here and just binge read it in at least a day or a day and a half, because when I do read it, I can't put it down, because I only read probably 10 pages when I got home from work today, and I read probably the 130 pages yesterday when I started the book, and I didn't start the book till like early evening yesterday. So I think that just shows how easy and quick it is to read this book, and I am loving it. But yeah, I am probably just going to come back to you guys now once I have finished this book with like a star rating and my final thoughts. So it's the next day, Monday, and I have now finished this book, and it is so good. I'm going to give it 4 stars, but I'm kind of debating, is it a 4 or 5 star? Not 5, 4 or 4.5 stars. I feel like once I have actually sat down and written my review, I'll put the star rating I've given it up on here. But it's between that star rating because this book was just so much fun. It's your typical Lila Sage, like, small-time romance book, but there's also that twist of element that is like a paranormal romance, and it's got all the stuff about the ghost and the spooky vibes, and it was just so addictive and so fun and so easy to read. And I just loved the characters, and I just loved Collins because I felt like she was such a unique character and a unique person, because I've never really read anyone like her in a romance book before, because she loved her ghosts, she loved talking to them, and I also loved watching her journey throughout this book, from not wanting to do photography anymore to doing photography, and how it helped in the overall storyline and plot that was kind of going on in this book. I kind of wished we got to see a bit more of that growth, and we got to see a bit more from her point of view, because you got it from Brady's point of view, and he basically just said, oh, he sat down next to her and he felt she had the camera strapped around her on her crossbody strap, and I feel like I would have loved more to see more of it in her point of view, but it was still so good. And the way Brady was there for Collins throughout this book was just, it was so cute. And the things he done for like the people Collins consider family near the end, it was so good. And then at the end, Amos Ryder came in, and Cam, it was so good because Cam had to help in a certain situation at the end of this book to do with the selling of the properties for Colin's families and to do with that sort of stuff. And I felt like that could have been more delved into, because I kind of felt it got a bit brushed over. I feel like maybe 10 more pages with that storyline in it, and it would have been perfection. I feel like it was lacking on that bit, tiny bit, like that part of the storyline. I just wanted to delve a bit more into that, if that makes sense. It was just so much fun. I definitely recommend if you're looking for a romance book in the spooky season, because this is it. And the way this book ended, basically Collins has got her, well, I'm not going to say actually, because I don't want to spoil it, but let me just tell you, the next book is following Collins' sister, and it is one of my favourite tropes. That's all I'm going to say. So if you've watched my channel before, you know I've got like a couple of my favourite tropes, but they kind of all fall under the same thing in a sense. I'm very excited because I definitely know who this character she is going to be with because of throughout this book, and it's just going to be so good, and I'm going to eat it up. And I'm wondering if that's going to be a spooky, fun vibe as well. And when is it going to come out? Because it's called, I believe it's called Free Falling, because she says at the end of this book, yeah, you can get an exclusive sneak peek at the first chapter of Free Falling. But I didn't read it because I never particularly like doing that, because I just like waiting and just to wait till the book comes out and read it then. I think the next book I want to pick up is Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling. So I feel like I'm saying it wrong. I don't know, but it's somewhere behind me, and I'm not about to go up and get that because I literally need to go to bed right now because I have to get up at like 2 a.m. half 2 in the morning for work tomorrow. So I need to go to bed. But I'm not going to start reading it today because it's, like I said, I've got to go to bed. So I'm going to start reading it tomorrow. Hopefully when I come home from work, I'll start reading it. And then once I am a certain way through, halfway through maybe, I'll probably come back to you guys. It is now a couple days later. What day is it? I believe it is Thursday. And I'm now halfway through this book. It's taken me a couple of days to get through this book, well, so far, only because I've been working and I haven't had time. And I only read like 40 pages in the past 2 days, but today I've so far gotten halfway through this book. And this book is basically following a character called Elo. Let me read it and try and say it. Eloine. That is what I am going with. That is how I'm pronouncing her name in my head at least, so I'm hoping that's right. And basically Eloine was born to the king of Imarath. I believe that's how you pronounce the country's or region's name in this book where she was born into, and her father's a king. She's a princess, and I believe she is the next in line because she is the first and only kid of the king, if I remember correctly. But basically when she is born, I can't remember exactly, but somehow she gets like presented with like these, I think 5 like dragon eggs, and they hatch and turn into dragons. And her father, like a couple years later, basically her father fears the bond that she's building between her and the dragons, and he fears what she could do. So he basically imprisons his daughter for years and years and years, and then one day someone is able to break free Eloine, and she is whisked away to it's basically this like giant island, the region or part where she is born, or Eloine? Yeah, Eloine is from. It's right at the bottom, and she get whisked away right to the top where she and some other people form this new like region. I don't really know what they're calling them, but I'm calling them regions. And she basically becomes the queen there. And basically fast forward quite a few years, when she has become queen of her new kingdom, and she basically wants to really look after her people because they're struggling, because it's right up in the north. In the winter it's really snowy, really cold. They're like struggling, and her people are like starving, so she wants to save her people, and she wants to take revenge against her father. And the only way she is able to get revenge on her father and help save her people is make a pact with one of the other kingdoms. And one of the, what is he called? Does it say it here? He is the, or she's having to ally herself with the commander of Vareth, I believe it's something like that. And it's basically Caden, and he is basically the most feared and dangerous man in the whole of this like little island where all these kingdoms, regions, or whatever you want to call them, are on. And he is also basically her father's like #1 enemy as well. That is essentially the book. I hope I kind of explained it well, because sometimes I find it so hard to like explain fantasy books, but I feel like I've done that one all right today actually. But I am absolutely loving this book. I knew going into this, even though I knew this was like a dragon like romantasy book, I knew you don't get to see much of the dragons, which is very true, because Eloise is like Eloise. Every time I think of it in my head, it's Eloine. I think she is not with her dragons, so you don't really get to see much about them. You learn in bits about them, but I'm really kind of liking that almost like, not mystery, but like the unknown about the dragons, and because you don't really know much about them. You know, she's said what the colours are, their names are and stuff like that, but other than that there's not too much about them, and I'm enjoying that. I am enjoying Caden and Eloine. I just love their like chemistry, their back and forth like banter. It's just so good. And like the things that Caden has done for Eloise. I keep going Eloine. She's like getting assassinated. There's quite a few assassination attempts at her, and the way he reacts after he finds out is so good. It's a really easy fantasy book to follow along with. Like, if you know me or you've watched my channel before, I do struggle with like complicated fantasy books. I don't get along well with complicated fantasy books, like I've said. I just need them not simple, but like easier to understand and digest, and this is definitely that. It's not confusing me. It's really fast paced, and I feel like if I had the time to sit there and read it in like 1 or 2 days, I would have easily been able to read it in 1 or 2 days. I am kind of hoping I can finish this book today, which I feel like I can if I sit here and grind and read it, because when I pick it up I don't really want to put it down, because it's really captivating, it's engaging. I'm loving the storyline, I'm loving the world. It's not the most like descriptive, like I don't know how I'm described. Atmospheric? Yeah, I think that's the word. But I'm still really liking the world, the characters, like this little friendship group Eloine has like made, and it's just so fun, and I'm very intrigued to see what's going to happen next. And I feel like if you do like Fourth Wing, there is a chance you could like it. They are slightly different, but they still involve like dragons and in a like fantasy romantasy book, and I just love dragons. I've come to that realisation, well, I've kind of known it before I read in this book, but I just absolutely love dragon like romantasy. I don't know, there's something about it that I just absolutely crave, and like every time I read a dragon romantasy, I eat it up, I do. But yeah, that is pretty much what I'm thinking about it so far. I think it is sitting at 4 stars, 3.754 stars, that sort of range. I feel like it could be more, but I feel like it depends on where this book is going to go, how it ends and all the things like that, because I've still got half the book to read. But I'm going to carry on reading this book, and I'm hopefully, fingers crossed, going to finish this today, and then I'll come back to you guys once I have finished it. It is now the next morning, but I did finish this book last night, but it was like 11 o'clock at night. I was in my pyjamas laying in bed. I was like, I can't pick up the camera right now, but I did really love this book. I'm gonna give this book a 4 stars because I think it's like such a good start of the book, and it was so engaging. It kept me hooked. Like I said, I don't know if I said this yesterday, but I think I started between pages yesterday 40 to 60, something like that, and I finished the rest of it in one day, which is like 200 pages, I think, because this has like 360 odd pages in it, which is pretty good. And I just sat there and binged it because it was so bingeable. I loved the characters, I loved the storyline, and this is just, I've said this already and I think I have, this is just a type of fantasy I love. Simple, like not complicated enough where I'm confused, but it still has a story, really good solid storyline, good solid characters, and I just ate it up. And especially Caden, because of how obsessed he was with Eloise. Like, that was just like everything, and the things he was saying to her, and I just loved it. But one thing I will say, I did like the romance in it, but I felt like I wanted a bit more time from them, like actually giving into their feelings and like kissing and all of that. I just wanted a bit longer of them, like that tension that was between them, because that tension, like for the first half of this book, was so good, but I wanted a bit more of it, and I wanted a bit longer. I wanted maybe them to just give into their feelings right at the end, and they kind of did do that, but they did like kiss earlier on, and I just wanted more of the tension. But it was still a really good book. I am very excited to read the next book because I'm assuming you're going to get to see and read more of the dragons because of how this book ended and everything to do with dragons, and I'm very intrigued to see where it's going to go, but I'm also kind of scared to read the next book because I know a lot of people have just been crying over the next book, and I do love to cry at a good book, but like it kind of makes me nervous, like what's going to happen? Is something going to happen to either Caden or Eloise, or is it going to be like one of their friends, like Ryder, Saskia, or Finan, I think. Like, I'm not going to cope if something happens to one of those 3 characters because they have grown on me and I really like them. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this book, especially if you did like Fourth Wing. But it's very different to Fourth Wing, but it's got similar elements like the dragons, a romantasy, and I don't know, I just loved it. I didn't love it as much as Fourth Wing, because like Fourth Wing is like, I just love it, 5 stars all 3 books, but it's still a solid book. I don't know if I said what day of the week it is. Currently, is it Friday? Yes. And I have a feeling that I started this reading vlog either Friday or Saturday or Sunday. I can't actually remember which one, if I'm being honest, because it feels like that long ago. But I'm just going to carry on reading the next book anyway, even if I am going over the supposed week. But I don't care. I can make my own rules. It's my video, my channel. The final book I'm going to be picking up in this reading vlog is Holding the Reins by Paisley Hope. And I did say I was really going to annotate this book, but I really just can't be bothered, if I'm honest. I done like a video of me choosing all the tabs for it and putting it on the little tab thing. And then I was like, you know what? I really can't be bothered. I really can't be bothered. I have a feeling, because this is like the American edition, and the reason why American editions are always so much more floppier than the UK ones is because they use a different sort of like paper. It's much thinner, and I have a feeling if I'm going to annotate this book and highlight it and write in it, it's going to seep through onto the other side and you're going to be able to see it because of the type of paper. So I don't really want to do that, so I'm not going to do that. But anyway, I'm going to start reading this book. I am going to meet one of my book besties today, and we're going to do a bit of book shopping, things like that. And I'm thinking I am going to film it, hopefully I am, and I'm hoping in November, yes, I'm going to be doing book stuff, and that's going to be put in there because I'm meeting Liz Tomforday, that's how you say it, isn't it, in November at Lakeside, and I'm so excited. So also, if you're going to that, let me know, because I just want to meet more book people, more book besties. But anyway, I'm going to start reading this because I'm probably going to leave to meet her in about 35 minutes. I might not actually pick this book up before I leave, but I might. I don't know. All I pretty much know about this book is it's a brother's best friend, and it's like a small town. I believe it's cowboy vibes, and the bookmark I'm going to be using is this one. It's like a cowboy romance one. I can't remember where I got this one from. I've got a hockey romance one that's from the same company as this, and there's some other ones, but I really can't remember who I got it from. I think I might have found it on Etsy. I'm not really sure. But if I can find where I got it from, I will hopefully, if I remember, future Edie, remember this, tag it in or put a link in the description of this video. I just keep rambling at this point. I am now, so I'm just gonna stop rambling, and I'm gonna start this book, and I'll come back to you guys once I've got my initial thoughts and feelings of this book. It's now Saturday the next day after I filmed the previous clip, and I'm not quite halfway through this book yet, but I want to do my update now. I am liking it, don't worry, it's not a bad negative update, but I just want to get cozy in bed and carry on reading, because well, it's not actually that late, but I start work at 5:45 tomorrow morning, so I have to get up at 3:45 in the morning. So I want to get in bed and just relax, but I'm probably like 40% of the way through this book. I'm about to start chapter 26. Basically, this book is following Nash and Cece. Nash and Cece grew up in this small town, and Nash has been away for a long time, but he recently has come back to the town because his hockey career is over, and he's helping the hockey rink, ice rink in the town stay open, and he's pumping lots of money into that, and I don't know if he's the owner or what, but he's involved in the hockey part of the small town. And Cece is recently just moved back, like at the beginning of this book, to the small town because her and her ex-fiance, she has decided to leave him because he is not a very nice guy. And basically Nash and Cece have kind of grown up with each other because Nash is Cece's older brother's like really good like best friend, and Nash kind of grew up with them as well because something happened to his parents, or one of his parents or something, when he was younger, and he kind of was a fourth child to Cece's parents, so he's almost, it's like a brother's best friend, it is, this book. And that is essentially the book, and oh my god guys, it is really good, it is really fun. I don't know if it's quite 4 stars yet, to be honest, but I can see it being that. But like Nash in this book, the way he is like protecting Cece and the way he is defending her honour to that scumbag of an ex that she went out with, like ex-fiance, that is so good. Like the scene he punches Cece's ex, so good. I was like, yes, yes Nash. And I just love Cece, and I just love this book. I love their dynamic. I don't think it's quite a favourite yet, that's why it's not hitting the 4-star range, but it's sweet, it's easy to read. I wouldn't say it's like a cheesy book either at the moment. It's your like stereotypical small town cowboy romance, because he's not like a fully like fledged cowboy, but he does, because like Cece's family owns like a ranch, and he does help out on, like Nash helps out Cece's family branch time to time because Cece's father at the beginning of the year passed away due to something, and he's like helping out the family as well, which is kind of sweet. But I feel like this book, even though I am really loving it, it's kind of sitting in the middle of the road. That's why it's probably like 3.5, because I don't have anything bad to say about it. It is all good, it's all dandy, but it's not sticking out quite yet. But I am still really liking it. It's fun. and like there was a scene that just happened. It was a fuck it moment, and oh, you know how much I just love those moments, because the tension, the build up to that, and then Nash is just like, fuck it, and I'm like, yes. And it is really good. It's getting quite, like, the past couple of chapters I have read has been about the smutty spicy scene after what happened when Nash went fuck it, and it's been, the past couple of scenes has been that after that, if that makes sense. I feel like that's all I have to say. I feel like I don't have too much to say because I don't dislike any of the characters. I'm not, oh my god, obsessed with this. I will say Nash is kind of like obsessed with Cece, and I am loving that. But apart from that, that's all I have to really say about this book. But I'm going to carry on reading a bit more tonight. I am hoping I can get this finished tomorrow on Sunday, because this needs to be up on the Monday, not tomorrow, the day after. This needs to be uploaded then. I'm kind of running behind schedule here, but I'm hoping I should be able to get it done, because I looked, it's on Spotify Premium, so I'm going to listen to the bit audiobook on the way to work tomorrow and on the way home, because my journey to work's 40 minutes. It'd be about 40, maybe 50 minutes on the way home because of the time of day when I finish tomorrow. So I should get a good, I should hopefully, fingers crossed, I can get this done tomorrow and I can get it edited and uploaded for Monday. But you're watching this, so you'll know. So if it gets uploaded on a Monday, I've hit my goal. If it doesn't, that's not great. But anyway, I just need to carry on reading this book, and I'll come back to you guys once I've finished. So it's now the next day, and I've now finished Holding the Reins by Paisley Hope, and I still kind of feel exactly the same as how I did halfway through. Like, it's not a standout book, it's not a favourite. I did really have a good time because I listened to most of it on the rest of this book on audiobook. I listened to it, like I said yesterday, to and from work. And the audiobook, it was so good. Like, whoever narrates this book, it had me kicking, like, giggling and all those feelings. And I was trying to drive at the same time. Not a great combination, but it was still really fun, sweet, smutty, spicy time. One thing I will say, sometimes the smutty, spicy scenes took over a bit, sometimes. Because I don't mind them in a book, I quite thoroughly enjoy them. But this was quite a lot. I feel like if you love your smutty cowboy romance sort of books, you're probably going to love this book, because that is basically what this book is. A smutty cowboy romance. It's not my favourite, it's not a top one for me, but it's still good, it's still fun, it's enjoyable, and the writing's good. It's not bad. You get to see other characters in this book that I definitely think are going to have other books in the series. Their books are probably already out, because there's 4 books out, I think, or maybe 3, or the 4th one's coming out soon. Cece's 2 older brothers, they're definitely getting books. And like the one I'm most excited about out of both of them is her younger out of the 2 older brothers. I believe he's the younger one. I don't really know, but it's Cole, I believe, and he's got like a daughter, and it would be with one of Cece's like best friends called Ginger, and their dynamic in this book, oh, it was so good. I'm really looking forward to that, because I can just tell it's going to be good. Like, I can just sense it, that I'm going to love it. But yeah, I don't think I've said what I'm going to rate this book. I think I'm going to rate this book a 3.75, because I did really love it, but I just don't think it quite hit that 4-star mark for me. I think it's because even though I love smut and spice scenes in books, this was a tad too much. Because I think I said this through the halfway through check-in. I'll be reading a chapter finish, then the spice smut will carry on to the next chapter and the next chapter after that, which it gets a bit, not repetitive, but like, I don't know, I think you get what I mean. I like when it's all contained in one chapter, maybe over 2 chapters, but this was going over quite a few chapters at some point, and I was like, this is a bit too long, but it wasn't terrible. But yeah, that's my thoughts and feelings on Holding the Reins by Paisley Hope. So I've now finished reading all the books I said I was going to read in this video, and I am, or should be able to upload this video tomorrow for the day after I finish filming this. So that is excellent, just perfect timing. As like I said, I'm running a bit behind filming schedule, but Anyway, I'm just going to go through each book and what I rated them. So the first book I picked up was Soul Searching by Layla Sage, and I gave this a 4 stars. Then I picked up Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling, and I gave this a 4 stars as well. And then the final book I picked up was Holding the Reins by Paisley Hope, and I gave this a 3.75 stars. So overall, it was a pretty successful reading vlog, I'd say. I enjoyed each book and I had a good time. That is it for today's video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, do give it a thumbs up. And in the description below you can find all my other social medias, TikTok, Instagram, Goodreads, my Amazon wishlist, all of that's linked below. And if you haven't already, do subscribe so you can see more videos from me, and I'll see you next time. Bye!